The scope of the environmental catastrophe clear even from space. As seen in these new pictures from NASA, this giant blob of oil is slowly, inevitably making its way toward fragile marshland. Far away at the White House, the president says his government has responded. His top people are on the scene.
There are now 5 staging areas to protect sensitive shorelines. Approximately 1,900 federal response personnel are in the area, and more than 300 response vessels and aircraft on the scene 24/7. We've also laid approximately 217,000 feet of protective boom, and there are more on the way.
But there are questions about whether the White House responded fast enough to an area that still feels abandoned because of the slow response to Hurricane Katrina. And this criticism could be just the beginning of it. Exactly 1 month ago, the president, standing in front of a fighter jet, tried to tie the issue of domestic drilling to national security, saying he would open up new offshore areas for drilling in the Atlantic from Virginia to northern Florida, the eastern part of the Gulf of Mexico, and Cook Inlet off the Alaskan coast. One of his top aides now says those plans will be put on hold.
No domestic drilling in new areas is going to go forward until there is a adequate review of what's happened here and of what is being proposed elsewhere.
But none of the existing sites were up for approval anytime soon. And as for those new sites that the president recently opened up, the first off the coast of Virginia, that wasn't scheduled for approval for at least 2 years. So it's unlikely this slowdown will actually slow anything down. And the president made it clear he is still committed to drilling.
Let me be clear. I continue to believe that domestic oil production is an important part of our overall strategy for energy security. But I've always said it must be done responsibly for the safety of our workers and our environment.
After this, he can expect the environmental campaigners will put up even more of a fight, and they'll be able to make their point to the American people with powerful pictures. Culhane, Al Jazeera, Washington.